British actor Will Poulter has been selected to play Adam Warlock in the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. In this video, you're going to learn more about the Adam Warlock character and more about the actor playing it, and how Marvel nails it with their casting and how this is another good choice. Welcome back to Comic Power. I'm your host, Comic Killer 72. Welcome to another episode of The Quick Flip. This is the program where I go over comic book industry news in a short period of time. Please subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button as well. It will remind you when new videos drop. Alright, let's get right into it. First, we're going to go over the Adam Warlock character. He's not very well known outside of comics. He was first introduced in the Fantastic Four number 66 back in 1967, and he was known as Him. The character's creation is credited to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Well, I mean, who else? In his comic origin, he's created by a group of scientists called the Enclave, who are trying to create an AI that presents the perfect man. He makes his first full appearance in issue number 67, in which they show his cocoon on the cover of the comic. And because comics, he breaks free from his captors, leaves Earth, and travels to outer space. The character pops up again in 1969, appeared in Thor 163, 164, 165, and 166. He's still known as Him at the time. In 1972, he's handed over to Marvel editor and writer Roy Thomas, who upgrades the character to Adam Warlock, premiering in Marvel Premiere number 1. Roy states in interviews that he was a fan of the rock opera Jesus Christ Superstar and thought he could take the Adam Warlock character and make him a Messiah-like figure. When the character was handed over to Jim Starlin for the Strange Tales line, he became more cosmic in scope. He was very important in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, which took place in 1991, which was the main influence for the Infinity War movie in the MCU, with some mild changes, of course, because Marvel didn't have the rights to the Silver Surfer at the time, who plays a big role, and the Adam Warlock character wasn't completely developed yet. So what you need to know about Adam Warlock is that he's an artificially created human, but he's a cosmic being at this point. He possesses superhuman strength, speed, agility, durability, flight, energy manipulation, matter manipulation, and an expert in magic. So an overpowered Messiah type character that James Gunn's going to have a lot of fun playing with in the Guardians of the Galaxy universe. In the movies, he's already been teased going back to Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 in 2014. His cocoon makes a cameo in the movie as part of the Collector's Collection. It's implied that his valuable collection is lost and spread across the universe when Debo shows up and steals his bike. Excuse me, wrong movie. When Thanos shows up and steals his Infinity Stone, ransacks the place and makes him unalive. So we learn in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2 in 2017 that the Adam Warlock cocoon is in the hands of Aisha and the Sovereign, who had hired the Guardians of the Galaxy for a mission, but turned against them when it turned out that Rocket had stole some of their property. So eventually he's going to be quote unquote hatched, and the Sovereign obviously are not going to be able to control him. So in Guardians 3, things are going to get even more weird than they were in the first two movies. So in the comics, Adam Warlock is from Earth, goes into space, and becomes cosmic, but in the movies, he's already cosmic from the beginning. So you're going to get a cosmic space messiah appearing in a space age science fiction action comedy, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
Now let's take a look at the actor that's going to be playing Adam Warlock. Will Poulter. He was born in London, England in 1993, and he's 28 years old at the time I made this video. He was a classmate of Robert Pattinson, who's best known for the Twilight movies, who's now going to be the new Batman. I first heard of Will in 2013 in the movie We're the Millers, an underrated, hilarious comedy in which Jason Sudeikis decides to hire a stripper, a runaway, and his 18-year-old neighbor, played by Will Poulter, to pose as his fake family so he can sneak drugs across the Mexican border to help him pay off a debt that he owes that he can't afford to pay back. Think of it as National Lampoon's Vacation mixed with Blow. So after seeing this, I had no idea that Will was even a dramatic actor. Like all British actors, he can nail an American accent, so I didn't even know he was British. Yeah, but Will and everyone else is great in this movie, and you should see it. Will went on to play a major role in the Maze Runner movie in 2014, and its follow-up, Maze Runner Death Cure, in 2018. Some other highlights in his career include Black Mirror Bandersnatch in 2018, and he looked like this in this film. And he also played a role in the movie Midsommar in 2019, in which the lead role was played by Florence Pugh. So the new Black Widow has already met Adam Warlock in another universe, of course. And now Will has snatched the biggest role of his career as Adam Warlock in the MCU. So if you don't know anything about Will and you think that Marvel is making a mistake, it's probably because you haven't seen any of his work. Just remember though, he's a British actor. The UK has some of the greatest actors in the world. How many times have you been fooled when you thought an actor was an American and then they start talking in the interview and they fall back to their English accent and you're like, oh, you got me again. And right now I'm going to take some time out and show you some of the highest profile actors from the United Kingdom that are in the MCU. Here we go. Tom Hiddleston is Loki. Florence Pugh is the new Black Widow. Aaron Taylor Johnson was Quicksilver. Martin Freeman is Agent Ross. Dominic Cooper is Howard Stark. Idris Elba is Heimdall. Andy Serkis is Claw. Karen Gillan is Nebula. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. Chiwetel Ejiofor, I know I'm butchering his name, is Baron Mordo. Ben Kingsley is the fake Mandarin, aka Trevor. Paul Bettany is the Vision. Holly Atwell is Agent Carter. Anthony Hopkins is Odin. Tilda Swinton is the Ancient One. And Tom Holland is Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Most of these people you probably had no idea were even British. That's how good they are in assuming a role. And that's why it's worth it to bring them from across the Atlantic Ocean all the way over here to film, because they've proven their greatness time and time again. So congratulations to Will Poulter for being selected to play Adam Warlock. He's going to be great. Can't wait to Guardians 3. It doesn't come out to 2023. Next up is Wicked Wednesday, the new comic book pick of the week. I haven't done one of these in a while, so thank you for your patience. For October 20th, 2021, the pick of the week is going to be Gunslinger Spawn #1 from Image Comics. This may look weird to you, but there's been many different Spawns throughout the ages. Al Simmons just so happens to be the Hell Spawn of our modern time. But we got a glimpse of past Spawns way back in Spawn #9 in 1993, where Angela of Heaven shows up and kills a 16th century medieval Spawn. The Gunslinger Spawn was first introduced in Spawn 174 back in 2008. I'm definitely interested in seeing more of this character, so I'll be picking this up. I'm also liking Pop Star Assassin #1 from New Behemoth Comics. An oddball action comedy taking place in 1977, shortly after the death of Elvis, in which a coked up Elvis impersonator gets a hold of a mysterious briefcase that's wanted by the mafia. I love the premise and the grindhouse looking blaxploitation inspired covers, so I definitely will be picking this up. Don't forget to pick up Phoenix Song Echo #1 from Marvel. This is a Native American character that was first introduced back in Daredevil #9 back in 1999. They're just finally starting to give some love to this character for real. And don't forget about Barbaric #1, which is going to its 4th print now from Vault Comics. It's intended to be a spoof of Conan, but it's got way over the top violence, action, and comedy. It's intended for mature readers. If you missed it, back in December of 2020, Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri in the Black Panther universe, caused a lot of controversy spreading misinformation about the COVID vaccine. She was posting this information on Twitter, and then out of the blue, all of her social media just disappeared. It had me thinking that she had pressure from Marvel and its parent company, Disney. And if you didn't know, the mouse rules with an iron fist. And a precedent has been established in court that a company can fire you for what you say on social media if it reflects badly on the company. There's exceptions to this. I'll put a link in the description to give you more information about that. After she deleted her social media, it appeared that this story was over, but now it's back because there have been stories that she's been spreading this information on the set of Black Panther 2. My position on it is that it's really sad, because if she feels this way, she probably should just keep it to herself. And it's even sadder that this has become a political issue, and that the police have to be summoned to come to school board meetings for people's safety, because there are some people that are hostile towards the idea of a mask mandate by the school when the school is doing everything it can to keep its students safe and not spread a contagious disease. For the people that are anti-mask or anti-vax, that doesn't make sense to me in the first place, because your parents have to get you vaccinated before you're allowed to attend public school. So we're lucky enough to have a new vaccination to stop the spread of a contagious worldwide pandemic, and there's people that are hesitant towards it. And I get it, a lot of people don't trust the government. I'm African American. My family history has given me plenty of reason to be skeptical about how the government works. But we're talking about a worldwide pandemic here, affecting all 196 countries in the world. Do you think that all of them could all get together and say, we're going to fake this mass conspiracy? Here's the thing, in our modern time, people are used to being entitled and don't know how or don't want to cooperate and learn how to help the collective and not just the individual. And America hasn't had a shared sacrifice that affected everyone in the population since World War II ended in 1945. And there's no one alive that's old enough to remember the last worldwide pandemic in 1918, which was called the Spanish flu, which killed untold millions, and there was no vaccine. So society collectively decided to mask up. It wasn't a political issue, it was a healthcare issue. And these are real historical pictures from the 1918 pandemic of people wearing masks and going about their daily business and playing sports, And you see that sign around that person's neck saying, wear a mask or go to jail. This was really true at that time. No one's going to haul you off to jail if you don't wear a mask somewhere. They may just ask you to leave the establishment. If that's their policy and you don't follow it, hey, you can just go somewhere else. Personally, I believe that everyone should get the vaccine that's able to get the vaccine. Everyone should mask up in indoor public places. If we get up to about 80% vaccination rate, we can stop the virus from mutating and we can get past all this nonsense and get back to our regular life one day. But the people that don't want to follow the rules and don't want to cooperate are just dragging this out. At the end of the day, it's really sad that this has become a political issue and the governors of some major states are passing bad policy and some celebrities with big platforms are spreading misinformation. I try not to get into political issues too much, but this was just too important to talk about. Thank you for your time, and be sure to speak up in the comment section about everything I talked about today. Will Poulter is casting, or Letitia Wright is begging to be fired by Disney. You know the drill. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share these videos on social media so others learn about the Comic Power channel. While you're here, be sure to check out some of our archives that you might have missed. On the left is a video about the top 5 comic book movies that need a reboot, and Spawn is one of them, of course. And on the right, a video about what I think are the top 20 comics of the 2010s. And once again, thank you to my subscribers and my viewers who support Comic Power. Until next time, this is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye.